Welcome to another episode of the Quip Corners Fruit of the Month video. How's that for rephrasing? So please join me in the Quip Corner and let's talk about this month's fruit. Thank you for staying tuned. This month's fruit has a form that rhymes with June. Yeah, if you know me, I like to connect the dots. A few weeks ago, when I was preparing for this month's fruit of the month, I don't even know how it happened. It just hit me. June prune. So do you know which fruit that is? Do you? Okay. Let me show you something. It is one of these two. Yeah, it's one of these. And, okay, I'll talk about this in a bit. And about the saucer it's on. Interestingly, everything here seems to have some sort of significance, but we'll get to it in a bit. So the fruit of this month is the one that when dried becomes a prune. Okay, let's reel that back. Did you know that when grapes are dried, they are called raisins? Yes, they are. It's interesting though that when dates are dried, they're still called dates. Oh, let me show you. I have dates. I'll show you something I just found out. One sec. Not to worry, we will eventually get to this fruit of the month video. A few weeks ago, I went to the store and I saw these and I was like, what are these? And you know, if you know me, I can be adventurous. So I took a bunch because, you know, yeah, I take risks, but calculated risks. And when I got to the checkout counter, they said, oh, yellow dates. I said, yellow what? This I'll need to check out for myself. So I bought a few. This is what is left. And like I was talking about dried grapes, these are dried dates. And these are fresh dates. Yeah, no resemblance. But in Nigeria, if you look at the fresh dates, they look like this, and then of course when they're dried they're a bit more wrinkly. So back to the fruit of the month. The fruit of the month is plum. Plum. So I'm going to share a few lessons from the fruit of the month. Okay? If you have had the opportunity of buying or eating plums, they are not very yummy when they're all still firm, shall I say, or hard, you know, not softened or ripened. A plum tells us not to judge our ripeness by someone else's timeline. If you buy a plum and a mango, or even an avocado, which we've talked about, they don't ripen at the same pace. So don't judge your ripeness or your readiness for the next stage of your life by someone else's timeline. The second lesson is plums teach patience. The best things ripen in their own time. Your time is different from my time. But everybody has their own time. Don't ever forget that. A plum needs time on the tree to reach its best flavor. Once again, don't compare your timeline to others. You'll ripen when you're ready. Another one is that even a tiny plum carries a seed of possibility. So do you. So it's not about size. It's about what's within. Have you heard that phrase? It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog that makes the difference. Plums remind us that small things can carry deep value. So never underestimate your impact. Never underestimate your impact. There's another joke type making a difference comment and saying that the person who thinks that little things cannot make an impact has not spent the night with a mosquito. When you spend the night with a mosquito, just one, you don't need more than one, you will know that small things can make significant impact. Like a plum, your value isn't always surface level. Which is why we hear saying, the saying of don't judge a book by its cover. Because you can never see all that there is to it superficially. A plum with a blemish can still be delicious inside. Plums bruise easily. Even if it has a bruise, it can still be delicious inside. So your imperfections do not erase your worth. Actually, they may elevate your worth. Remember my conversation with Ima? Okay, I'll put the link up there for you. Yes, you need to listen to that one. Again, if you already have. A plum never tries to be an apricot or even a peach. It doesn't. Yes, in this case, when comparing, the apricot, no, not apricots, the peach to the plum, they may look similar, but they're very different. Not just in shape, in taste, in texture, and all that. So the plum never tries to be an apricot. It thrives by being fully itself. Like a plum, knowing what you are or who you are keeps you from changing what you're not. A plum teaches identity, brings flavor. Confusion dilutes it. You need to know who you are and stand in that truth. Express that truth unapologetically. Because if you keep trying to be this and that and this and that, even you won't know who you are. Do you remember Stephen's comments when we were talking about avocados and how not everybody likes them? But just be true to who you are. Okay, I'll put that link up there too as well. A plum, be a plum. Soft where it matters and firm where it counts. Yeah? So you can be kind and candid. Those two mix well together with the right heart. Plums are seasonal fruits. They appear and disappear in their time. So every time is not your time. There may be a time when you need to step aside or step off the stage for someone else to shine. But just make sure that when it's your time to shine, you do it excellently. Aging turns a sweet plum into a prune, which proves that the best things only get richer, more concentrated, and more wrinkle resistant with time. So those are a few lessons from the plum. But guess what? There will be more lessons, or I'll be sharing more lessons in subsequent videos. And one of the videos would be linked to this saucer. I might as well let it out. This saucer was part of a set that we received, a dinner set we received at our wedding. Yes. It's decades old. Well, let's wrap that up here, and we'll share some more lessons and a quip or two in future videos. Thanks again for joining me today, and if you haven't already subscribed, you still can. There's room for you. God bless you. Bye now.